What is up, everyone? Lock Daddy bringing it back again to the Star City Games Modern Open Dallas. A lot of exciting things happening in Modern right now. Major changes with the ban and unbans. They banned Hogak on Monday. They banned Faithless Looting on Monday. Yeah, Faithless Looting. Okay, I thought this card would never get banned because in a vacuum, this card is not powerful at all. It is... You're 2-for-1ing yourself. You're losing card advantage with it. But the fact remains that this card is so synergetic with all of these graveyard decks that it just drives them all. Like, it makes them all just top-tier, insano, fast graveyard decks. Just so... That's gone. It's out. Alright? And you know what's back? Stoneforge Mystic. Stoneforge Mystic has never been playable in Modern. Never. Not since the beginning. And you know why? Because it's freaking powerful, okay? This card is powerful in Legacy. This is a Legacy staple card, okay? It's an automatic 2-for-1 when you play it. It's a 2-cost, 1 white, 1 colorless, 1/2 creature. When it comes into play, you get to fish out an equipment card from your deck, put it in your hand, and then its activated ability is also 1 white, 1 colorless, and tap. Put an equipment card from your hand into play. Boom. Alright, so... At the minimum, you're going to be running Batterskull, which is the equipment that costs 5. That is, it makes a 4/4 germ with lifelink and vigilance. That can also bounce back to your hand for 5, and when you recast it, it gets another germ token, which is 0/0, and attaches to it. It's a living artillery equipment. So that's always going to get thrown in, and then you're going to get Sword of Fire and Ice. And Feast or Famine is what I hear is the other sword that people are going to be playing. So then you got, like, I mean, you don't have the protection from white like you would from Light and Shadow for, like, Path to Exile and stuff like that, but Feast or Famine is just so good. Like, you get to untap all your lands, and you make them discard a card if you hit them, so it's just like, you squeeze those vices on them until they lose. And then, of course, Fire and Ice lets you deal 2 to any target and draw a card, so... Really great. I'm so excited to see what's going on now. Let's get into it. Here it is. Round 1. Elementals versus Esper Control. Okay, these decks, wow. Already 2 new decks. Boom. I feel like the format's just going to be completely wide open now. Just completely wide open. It's great. I'm super happy with what they did. I'm a little bit afraid, though. Like, I'm not going to lie. I'm a little bit afraid that Stoneforge Mystic will be too good, and like every white deck will play it. Like Esper Control, this deck no doubt plays 4 Stoneforge in it, like no doubt. Wow, what is this? I have no idea what that card is. I hope they bring it up on the strain. Some weird element. This guy's playing some crazy elemental deck. Hellspark. Trample Haste. Oh yeah, this is the one with Unearth. Yeah. You sacrifice it, then you can unearth it again. So basically you can do 6 damage with it. And then Bright Hearth Banneret. Elemental spells and warrior spells cost 1 less to play, and then Reinforce. Discard a card, puts +1/+1 on target creature. That's cool. Seeing some synergy, some elemental synergy right here. Excuse me. Alright, so you Path to Exile the Hellspark. Doesn't want to take 6 damage, or 3 damage, and then 3 damage. Or 4 damage, because he's got Hierarch out. That would have been 4. Yeah, and 4. Okay, another crazy card. Opponent has to read it. probably has to do with elementals in some way. Primal Beyond. You may reveal an elemental card from your hand if you don't. Primal Beyond becomes a blade tap. Add 1 mana, add 1 mana of your color. Spend this only to play elementals. Or activate elementals. Okay. That's a really cool picture, by the way. That's really cool. I really like that picture. The Primal Beyond. Sweet. Alright, he played some other creature. I do not know what that is. Opponent's going to opt. Trying to find that third land. He missed a land drop. Alright, found Field of Ruin. It looks like that other elemental's a 3/1 something. Does something. And it has Unearth. Yeah, I think. All right. We have Jace the Mind Sculptor, and he's going to start Fate Sealing. Alright, here's the Thunderkin Awakener. Okay, this card's straight out of M20. Or is it M19? Really new card. M20, yeah. 1/2 haste. When it attacks, choose target elemental in your creature card in your graveyard with toughness less than Awakener's toughness. Return to the battlefield tapped and attacking sacrifice at the beginning of the next end step. So he can just keep doing this. The Esper player really needs to get rid of that Thunderkin or it's going to create tons of value. Okay, so he bounced it at the beginning of the combat step before attackers are declared. So he couldn't just replay it again and attack with it. Yes, Risen Reef. This card's new too. Anytime you play an elemental, draw a card. If it's a land, you can reveal it and put it into play tapped. If it's not, just put it in your hand. Super good. Been waiting for this card to see modern play. Now that Hogak's gone, you can start using cards like these. Alright, we have Teferi. Big Daddy Teferi. He's a beast. This card just straight up takes over the game. I mean, Jace does too, but Teferi is just like brutal. He's just like comes out, draws a card, 5 loyalty counters. Like, he's hard to get rid of. He can tuck a permanent. Any permanent. Any non-land permanent. Yeah, he's just solid. Solid good planeswalker. His ultimate wins the game. Well, it doesn't technically win, but it exiles all your opponent's permanents, so it makes it so they can't win. Looks like it's going to be pretty difficult for the Elementals player to get back into this game. Although he does have Risen Reef. I mean, this is card advantage, so... He keeps drawing lands, though. Flooding out. Yeah, that was really his opportunity to, like chain cast some elementals. Yeah, now he's gonna. Yeah, he just board wiped. Yeah, it's probably over. Esper's pretty far ahead. Yeah, he's got 3 mana up. He's got counter magic. Makes him discard 2 lands during his draw step. Yeah, the elementals deck drew like 9 lands that game, so not great. On to sideboard. Alright, what do we got? For elementals, I like Force of Vigor. Or no, not Force of Vigor. What am I talking about? Force of Negation would be good, but he can't play that card. Fulminator, no. Dismember, no. Mind Sparker. Surgical, Healer, Ingot. I don't like any of these. None of these cards seem good against control. Maybe Surgical. I guess 2 Surgicals is fine. He can Surgical stuff like in response to like a Snapcaster using it. Surgical and removal seems pretty good. That's really all he can bring in. I don't know what Mind Sparker does. That might be relevant, but I don't know what that card is. And then on control side, 2 Timely Reinforcements seems good. Celestial Purge seems good. I mean, most of his elementals are red, so I think Celestial Purge is good. Maybe just one. Maybe just bring in 1 Celestial Purge. Engineered Explosives, is that good? You know, I feel like he's pretty good against this matchup, so maybe just the 2 Timelies and 2 Celestial Purges, that'd be good. Alright, game number 2. Let's get it. Let's get it. Mind Sparker. Okay, it's first strike. Whenever an opponent casts a white or blue instant or sorcerer spell, Mind Sparker does 2 damage. Okay, I guess those are coming in, right? I guess those are coming in. So those and surgicals? Okay. Looks like a keep on the Esper side. He's got 5 lands, but one of them's a Field of Ruin. And he's got Fatal Push and Esper Charm. Seems like a good keep. Elementals is mulliganing. Yeah, Esper's gonna keep. That's a solid hand. Alright, looks like he's keeping 6. Fatal Pushing the elemental dude that makes elementals cost 1 less. I think he just kills whatever he plays, just straight up to slow him down. Let him build up his mana base. Do what control does best. Vesper Lark. When it leaves the battlefield, turn on creature card power 1 or less from graveyard to the battlefield. Okay. Seems good. I guess this is a 5-color elementals deck. I like it. Alright, we got Risen Reef, uncounterable. These Caverner's Soul's really helping against this Esper deck. Okay, so his Kaya's Guiling. Opponent sacrifices a creature. And then, is he gaining 4? Oh no, he made tokens, okay. A token. That's cool, I haven't seen that card used yet. Jace the Mind Sculptor, okay. This leaves a window of opportunity for elementals, for sure, here. He's going to be able to play a bunch of elementals here and draw a bunch of cards. This is going to be really, really strong. Dude, look at all this synergy. He gets to, like, draw... Okay, so he's bringing elementals back. He gets to draw off of them from the Risen Reef. And then when Vesperlark leaves, he gets to bring that other elemental back. Dude, look at this recursion. This is crazy good. Crazy good conversion. I'm not sure you wouldn't block the 2-power creature. Why wouldn't you block the 2-power creature? Like, you're not killing the Awakener. That seems weird. You basically could have been at 2 loyalty on Jace instead of 1. It makes a spirit token, doesn't it? Alright, Esper needs a board wipe right here. Like, big time. He does not have a board wipe. Replace Ether Vials too. Nice. So it's basically like humans, but like elementals. Very similar mana base. Yeah, he's just got to get rid of that Risen Reef. He's getting way too much value out of it. So he's playing Tunnel Ignis, which basically punishes people that play a lot of fetch lands. You basically take 4 damage for fetching. Seems pretty legit. I mean, especially with all the, like, Jund decks that are around. Incandescent Soulstroke. Other element. Oh, it's a lord for elementals. And you can pay 1 red, 1 colorless. Tap. You may put an elemental creature card from your hand into play, and it gains haste until end of turn, and then it sacrifices it. That's cool. I like this deck. I really do. It's pretty sweet. I mean, he's got to be playing Lightning Skelemental too, right? That's an elemental. Alright, are we at board wipe or bust here? We got a lot of reading here. I mean, like, half of these cards, I don't know what they were either. I mean, they're all the way back in Lorwyn. Lorwyn, that was a pretty old set. I don't think I was playing Magic in Lorwyn. Like, I think I was taking a break at that point. So I'm familiar with a lot of the Lorwyn cards. I mean, I know, of course, like Bitter Blossom and stuff. Isn't Bitter Blossom from Lorwyn? Isn't that the set with all the fairies and elementals and stuff? If I'm wrong, I'm sorry. Forgive me. But I think that was one of the blocks I wasn't playing. Alright, he's going to tap the team and draw. Alright, he desperately needs a board wipe, and I don't think he has one. Although he's not pressuring his life. I mean, I guess he would be pressuring him if he didn't have Cryptic that turn. He'd be dead, I think. Actually. Yeah, he's probably got lethal next turn. He's gonna draw 2 more. I guess he's just looking. Oh, he found it. There's Supreme Verdict. He's gonna take 4 off this fetch land. And 2 more. He has to shock because he doesn't have 2 white. And then he takes 2 off of the Hellspark. Or Mind Sparker. So he's at 4 life. He could die here. I mean, he's got hasty elementals. If he top decks like Lightning Skelemental here, boom, dead. I don't know if he plays Lightning Skelemental. It looks like he's playing like this super value elemental deck. Yeah, I feel like it kind of overloaded the board. He didn't really need to play any more creatures on that last turn. He had lethal on the board. He was kind of just playing into a board wipe. It was kind of a misplay. He should have kept the Hierarch and the Mind Sparker in his hand. Ooh, Creeping Trailblazer. Oh yeah, this card's new too. Another half Lord for Elementals. Just gives a power, no toughness. And then you can pump it really huge. +1/+1 for each Elemental you control. Yeah, really good card for this deck. Yeah, I don't think he's playing Lightning Elemental or Ball Lightning. I feel like this deck is way more like value oriented. Recursion, but I mean you could put in 1 Lightning Elemental at least. You know, a little spice. A little spice. I love Lightning Elemental. I think the card's fucking awesome. I want to play it in a deck. Unfortunately, Faithless Looting's gone, so I can't. The deck's it's not as good as it would be, but maybe I can find a home for it somewhere else in some kind of I mean, like a list like this. I mean, you could easily sneak in a couple, maybe 4. Looks like he's got another Supreme Verdict in hand. Elemental's probably not going to win this game. Yeah, I feel like if he had kept that Mind Sparker in hand and the Hierarch in hand, he would have won this game. Because he tapped out to play that board wipe, and I believe Mind Sparker has haste on it. Maybe not. But he could have played Hierarch and that on his follow-up turn. And if it had haste, it would have done 4 damage. And then put him at 2. And then if he had cast any blue or white spell after that, he would have died. But I guess Fatal Push would have taken care of it. I think he did have a Fatal Push. Does he have anything to sacrifice? I guess he has a Field of Ruin he could have used. Alright, what can he do here? Oh, he has a Cryptic in hand. He's fine. He's just gonna tap the team. Draw a card. Wait, did he counter it? Okay, he countered the Hellspark and drew a card and then exiled the Thunderkin Awakener with Celestial Purge. Okay. Getting in for one with the Hierarch. Hey, you know what? I killed someone with the Hierarch last night with Infect. Boom. Sometimes you just gotta get in the beats with that Noble Hierarch, you know what I'm saying? Using a board wipe. Dude, he does not want that Risen Reef to take over the game. He's just like, get the hell out of here, Risen Reef. Don't want none of that here. None of that. That card is just crazy card advantage. Looks like he's finally out of gas, though. He's got a Hellspark in there, actually. He can undeath or undying it. Or unearth it, rather. Oh, looks like he brought in Fulminator Mages, I guess for the Colonnades. Seems kind of weird. I don't think that's a good sideboard card against control, but... Yep, going to get the Risen Reef. Seems good. Oh, it puts it on the top. It doesn't even put it in his hand. Wait. He did that in response to him unearthing it? You can respond to unearth? I thought that was the casting cost. So he responded by exiling his graveyard? That's... what? I guess unearth's the only... because delve you can't do that. And you can't do that with flashback either, I believe. I wonder if unearth works differently. It must, because he did it. Yeah, I think this is done. Alright, he vials into Mind Sparker. I mean, there's nothing you can do about that. There's no countering that. You cannot counter. You cannot. Yeah, it's GG. That's unfortunate. I like that elemental deck. I think he fucked up, though. He played too many creatures into that board wipe. I think he probably would have won if he hadn't. He just got way too much value off it. Alright, we got Bant, Stoneblade, and Sultai. Sultai Urza? Really? That's interesting. I was thinking like Esper or Blue-White Urza because of Stoneforge Mystic. Stony. Here's the Stony. This card's worth like $70 now. I have the Legacy Death and Taxes deck, so I already had 4 Stoneforge and like all the equipment. Oh, he's got Light and Shadow, man. That's cool. I mean, protection from black and white is very, very powerful. That like cuts off all the hard removal, basically. The only thing left is red removal. And you got that with Sword and Fire and Ice. So I kind of lean towards having Fire and Ice and Light and Shadow in the deck. Like, you got both of those equipped, you're immune to every color except for green. And there's no green removal that gets played in Modern. So you're pretty much unkillable. Except with the board wipe. He's pathing his own guy. Gross. I have done this before in Legacy. Or in Bant Eldrazi. No, Legacy I use Swords to Plowshares. What am I talking about? I mean, it has Path to Exile sideboard, but... Alright, looks like Urza's on the table. He's already got Foundry. Okay, he's sacking the Opal and making a Thopter. It's interesting. I guess he wants to start just getting in for damage. Start that clock. He's playing the Ice Fang Quaddle. It's the new Strix. The new Baleful Strix that's modern playable. In Simic colors. Ooh, Spell Queller in this Bant Stoneplane deck. I like that. Seems like a really good card in this style of deck. And we got Jace. Alright, Urza's just looking for a sword of the make, and he's got the combo. The infinite life and Thopters. Alright, what's Stoneblade got? Not looking good for him. I mean, he's got Jace, but I guess he's got his own Quaddle. And Giver overruns, okay. Teferi, okay. What did he quell? The ancient stirrings? I mean, like, he's got a... I don't know why he didn't bounce the Urza. I guess because he gets another construct. I don't know. He's in a really bad spot. Like, Urza's just gonna, like, keep... he gets to play, like, 2 free cards a turn. Okay, so Abrupt Decay cannot be cast because of Teferi. So that's still alive. Alright, now he's going to bounce Urza. Plays Sword of Light and Shadow. Get Spell Queller back. Seems good. Wait, how is he attacking through Bridge? Does he have 3 cards in his hand? I guess he did have 3 cards in his hand. That's crazy. Yeah, he knew he had a Queller in his hand. I don't know why he played into the Queller, but okay. Oh yeah, he needs to get cards out of his hand. He can't let him attack. That's why. Dude, is Deathblade actually going to win this? Oh, he's got 2 Urzas in hand. Okay. Alright, he needs to get rid of that bridge from below, or from the ensnaring bridge. If he can kill the ensnaring bridge, he can definitely win this game. I wonder if he has anything main deck for it. I mean, he's playing green, but... Ooh, Ranger Captain, that's spicy. I like it. I like it. What is that thing? Oh, is that the Caustic Caterpillar? Dude, the Caustic Caterpillar. Yes, this thing can sack to destroy an enchantment or an artifact, I believe. For a green and a colorless. I remember when this thing was in limited. It was actually pretty good. Oh, he's gonna get rid of the Foundry. Okay. He's like, I guess we can just wait. Dude, I like this. I like having the Caustic Caterpillar because then you can fish it out with the Ranger Captain. That's really spicy. And then you can get it back with the Sword of Light and Shadow. I like it. He's got some sick recursion value going on here. And he's like, oh, you can't play any non-creature spells this turn. Oh, another Spell Queller. Get wrecked. No non-creature spells, bruh. No Pithing Needle for you. Alright, Stormforge. It's got to be a sort of... Oh, Feast and Famine. Okay, he's not even playing... He's probably not even playing Fire and Ice. I can't imagine you playing 3 swords in the deck. Maybe, though. I don't know. I feel like 2 swords... Batterskull, right? Oh, this is gross. He's going to get to untap all his lands. Yeah, this is why Feast and Famine is really good. Right, did he just give it protection from art? Oh no, he can't target it because it's got protection from white. Yeah, protection means you cannot target it. Even if it's a friendly effect. And I think if you give it protection from artifacts, it would unequip... I believe it would unequip both of the equipment cards, right? I'm not sure. Wait, why didn't he attack? He should have attacked. He's got pro green, so the Quaddle can't block him, so... I mean, yeah, a Thopter can chump block him, but he's still good. Oh no, I guess you have to hit the player to use Feast or Famine. Oh, Sword of the Meek. Infinite Thopters. Oh wait, no, he doesn't have a Thopter Foundry, never mind. Unless it's off camera, I can't see it. Oh, okay, it's not. Okay, the Thopter Foundry's gone. Never mind. I take it back. I take it all back. He does not infinite. Alright, what can you do with that caustic caterpillar? Alright, he can do some disgusting things this turn. He's got no flying blockers now. He tapped all of his Thopters to use Urza twice. So he gets to brainstorm with Jace. He gets to play a bunch of stuff. Attack with the double sword wielding Quaddle with no arms. Explain to me how that's possible. The armless Quaddle is dual wielding Sword of Fire and Ice and Sword of Feast or Famine. Probably in his mouth. He's just like holding them both in his mouth. Maybe he's got his tail wrapped around one. Alright, this is still game 1. 29 minutes. Yeah, they're not going to be able to finish 3 games. Like, for sure. This is either going to be a draw or a 2-0. Is there another ensnaring version play? Why isn't he caterpillaring it? I do not know what is going on in this Stoneblade player's mind right now. Like, I think he thinks that the Quaddle can block his Quaddle, but his has got protection from green, so the Quaddle cannot block him. I think in his head he thinks that it can block him, but I guess he just doesn't know how protection works. But he could be attacking every turn and winning the game. Yeah, that's the only thing I can think of is he thinks you can block protection creature with that color. Oh, he Pithing Needle the Caterpillar. Okay, that I understand now. Okay. So he can't attack. I mean, there were a couple turns back there that he could have attacked, and he didn't when there was no Ensnaring Bridge on the battlefield. But now I think there's Ensnaring Bridge, and he Pithing Needle the Caustic Caterpillar. Okay. Now I get it. Oh, is he conceding? Okay, I think he was getting in for 1 every turn with the Noble Hierarch. Because Noble Hierarch has a 0 power when it attacks, so it can always attack through Ensnaring Bridge. Because it gets the bonus after attacking, so like, he was probably giving it protection from artifacts and protection from green, and it could swing past all of his blockers. Okay. So Bant finally got there. Dude, we got a whole 15 minutes to do game 2. Yeah? I do not think they're going to finish. Alright, what's coming in? Unified Will. I can see that coming in. Double Knight of Autumn. Yeah, that's a good one. 2 Ceremonious Rejections. Those are good. 2 Rest in Peace. Those are also good. 2 Ashiok Dream Render. I can see those coming in too. He's got a lot of sideboard for this deck. A lot. Damping Sphere? Is Damping Sphere good against this deck? I would say no. I think this is more for like Tron and Storm and stuff. And like Phoenix if that were still around. Supreme Verdict. I kind of like Supreme Verdict here, maybe. You know, when they got a bunch of Thopters and all these other little creatures out, Quaddles and Urza, you can just take them all out. I think I would bring in Supreme Verdict here. Gaddock Teague, not great here. But he's got a solid, like, 11 cards he can bring in. Stony Silence would be good, but he can't Stony Silence because he's playing Equipment. And then, okay, and Whirler, He's probably going to bring in Psymaster Thopterus. Double Assassin's Trophy, I can see that. Torpor Orb, that's interesting. Surgical Unmoored. Dead of Winter, Defense Grid. Defense Grid actually might be good here. I can see him bringing in Defense Grid, double Assassin's Trophy, double Psy. Thoughtseize? I think Thoughtseize might be good too. I could see bringing in those 7. Alright, you guys are going to have to play super duper fast. Got turn 1 Hierarch. Turn 1 Bauble. Going in turn 2. Torpor Orb, okay. I guess he put the Torpor Orbs in for Stoneforge Mystic. So this will shut off Stoneforge, this will shut off Quaddle. This will also shut off his own Quaddles though, because it's all creatures. So maybe he boarded out his Quaddles. Although I think the Quaddles are good in this matchup. Just straight up Death Touchers that can like block other flyers. Like this Stoneblade deck has the Spell Quellers and like some other spice. Giver of Runes, turn 2. I guess it stops Ranger of Eos too. It actually stops 12 cards in the Bant Stoneblade deck. So I guess I can get behind this Torpor Orb. He had to have boarded out the Quaddles though of his own. Yeah, I don't see him in his deck. Alright, he's got Foundry. He just tapped Giver of Ruins for a mana. Good old Jace the Mind Sculptor. Alright, he's got Urza. He's just missing the Sword of the Meek now. Yeah, this is going to shut off his Knight of Autumn, too. It's like 14 cards. Oop, swords. That's a dead exiled Urza. Ooh, rest in peace. That's a good one. Get in for one with the Giver of Ruins. I don't know if I'd be... I'll get in for 3, actually. Double Hierarch. Okay, yeah. If it was just for 1, I would keep it untapped for protection. But, dude, get in for 3. Oh, and he draws the Sword of the Meek. Oh, feels bad. Feels so bad, bro. Still a good draw, though. He can now just make up, 5 Thopters a turn. Oh, no, he needed to get rid of the Rest in Peace, and he has the Assassin's Trophy. Okay. Very nice. Wait, why is Sword of the Meek in the graveyard? Does Torpor Orb shut off Sword of the Meek's ability? I mean, that is an ETB. Oh, damn. How could you play Torpor Orb in this deck when it shuts off your own freaking ability? Like, what? I mean, he has to get rid of the Torpor Orb here, doesn't he? That seems like a really bad sideboard card for this deck. I mean, I think it's a good sideboard card in the meta right now, maybe, but not for a deck that like relies on a combo that's ETB effect. Isn't that wrong? Like, seems wrong to me. Okay, yeah, he's gonna sack it. Yeah, I think that's a really poor choice of sideboard cards for Urza decks. Why wouldn't you make 2 more Thopters and, like, team block the Giver of Runes? Yeah, this guy's not playing optimally here. Okay, he's not going to use it in response. Okay. Yeah, so now because in response he didn't make more Thopters, he's in a lot of trouble now. Except he just top decked another Abrupt Decay. He keeps getting the luck top decks that keep saving him from his bad plays. Yeah, he should have team blocked that Giver Ruins, killed it. Had more Thopters on the board. Left the 2 mana open for Abrupt Decay until end step. Alright, he's going to make 4 Thopters before the Foundry dies. This Bant Stoneblade deck seems sweet. It seems really good, well equipped to beat Urza. Like, it's just got all kinds of answers for Urza. Yeah, that Caustic Caterpillar, so good. Yeah, and then using Ranger Captain's ability, make it so you can't play any non-creatures. Yeah. Really strong. I need to get Ranger Captains. That card's so good. I hope the price doesn't spike a bunch. It probably is. I think they're like 12 or 13 bucks right now. Hopefully they stay that after this weekend. Fingers crossed on that one. Yeah, this is over. They're on turns. I mean, Bant just straight up is going to 2-0 this, but... Yeah, he has way more creatures than you. Yeah, I don't know why this... Like, there's no way the Urza player can win. There's absolutely no way. He's got a Caustic Caterpillar on the field. I mean, he would have to draw exactly Thopter Foundry and Urza and play both of them. And he could just Caustic Caterpillar the Foundry in response to... Actually, can you stop them from infiniting? Okay, so he plays Urza first. Then plays the Thopter Foundry. Sacks Sword of the Meek. Destroys it in response to sacking Sword of the Meek. But then he can just in response sack it like a million times, can't he? So I guess you can't actually... If Foundry's the last card that you play, then there's actually no way to stop it with the destroy effect. Ooh, Hex Drinker, nice. This is spicy. I like this Bant list. I mean, if that card he drew is not Urza or Thopter Foundry, he should be scooping right now. Like, it's stupid to play this out. Yeah. GG's. All right, round number 3. Dude, what else is coming? What else is coming our way? What's up, Trains? How's it going, man? How you been? How you doing? All right, what do we got? Bant, Soul Herder, and Abzan Company. Okay. Abzan Company, Blast from the Past. I'm sure this has the infinite gain life and infinite damage combo in it. And then Bant Soul Herder, I have no idea what this is. This is something new. Alright, we got Hierarch. Everyone loves playing those snow-colored lands. He probably is playing Quaddle in there. Quaddle is going to be played a lot. This card is a mid-range card. It's card advantage. It's even like a control card. You could play it in a control deck easily. 1/1 flying Death Touch. Draws you a card. And it has Flash. Really good. Really, really good for 2 mana. Again, it's like the Baleful Strix. It's like the new Simic Baleful Strix. It just has a condition on having the Death Touch. You have to have 4 snow-covered permanents for it to have Death Touch. It'll always draw you the card, though. Oh, he's got the Coiling Oracle. Okay, I think I've seen this deck before. I don't know what the combo is, but it's got a bunch of, like, dirtily, like, 2-for-1 stuff going on. Like Quaddles and Oracles and things. Alright, he's got Devoted Druid, and he's got, it looks like he's got Keeper of Remedies. Okay, so he's got infinite mana. Yeah, he's got Court Calling, this is GG. Goes and gets a Ballista, kills him. Oh, but he's got the Force of Negation. Force of Negation. Let's go. That's exactly what this card was designed for, to stop combo decks in their tracks. Thought you had that, didn't you, buddy? Thought you had that infinite. Oh, he's got Ranger Captain in his hand. Nice. There's the Finks. The Finkies. And yeah, and Giver of Ruins. This card, everyone was saying like was going to be really good for these company decks because they can protect their combo. So you have to kill the Giver and you have to kill like the Vizier or the Devoted Druid. So this card is going to be real strong in these kind of decks. It's like Eternal Witness gets back Force of Negation. We got Ranger Captain. He's going to go get Viscera Seer, I believe. Oh no, he's getting Ballista. Okay. GG. Oh yeah, it's 1 or less, so you can get Ballista with him. Dude, that's awesome. This Abzan company is going to be freaking good. Really good. It's got like a million ways to like get its combo now and protect its combo. Yeah, this deck is definitely a force to be reckoned with. Alright, what do we got? The Ophi. Collector Ophi actually will stop the Walking Ballista from using the Blocking Ballista. I don't know if it's worth. Maybe it is. Anything to just stop the combo. 2 paths are going to come in. Maybe bring in the 3 Ophis. I can see that. I mean, that's not the only way they can infinite though. This Abzan company's got multi. He can make infinite life off of Kitchen Finks. And if he's got the red cap in there, he can do infinite damage with that too. But I think they all just replace red cap with Walking Ballista. So maybe these Ophis are good. 1 deputy's going to come in. Reflector Mage. Reflector Mage seems okay. Yeah, I think you want to bring in all interaction for this combo deck so you don't just lose on the spot. So, Deputy, Reflector, 2 paths, 3 Ophis. Maybe just like 1 or 2 Ophis. I don't know if you want to bring in all 3. And then Company's going to bring in... What does he want? Plague Engineer? I still don't know what this Bant Soul Herder deck, like what the combo is. I'm sure it's a combo deck. Maybe he wants some like pieces that can just win in the game, like Gideon and Tireless Tracker. I can see those coming in. Maybe 3 paths. I don't know, like, if this is a combo deck, the 3 paths off creatures, the 3 paths are going to come in. Actually, probably Plague Engineer too, so we can get rid of Quaddles and stuff like that. I don't know. I don't know if that actually matters to him for the combo. Maybe Damping Spirit. This is hard. I don't know enough about this Bant Soul Herder deck. So hopefully we can see more of what it does. Alright, we got turn 1 Hierarch, turn 1 Giver. And we got Quaddle. Little Quaddle. And we got Dustwatch Recruiter. This is also another way. If you have infinite mana, you can get every single creature from your deck into your hand. Ephemerate. Exile target creature you control, then return to the battlefield under its owner's control. Rebound. Is this how the deck wins? Or is this just a way to draw a million cards with Quaddle? Okay, this looks like this is a weird value deck. I don't know how this deck wins. I don't know what Soul Herder is. That must be the card that wins them the game. I'm gonna look up Soul Herder real quick. Oh, it's that thing. This is a new card. Whenever a creature is exiled from the battlefield, put a +1/+1 counter on Soul Herder. At the beginning of your end step, you may exile another target creature you control, then return the card to your unders. Okay, so it makes a gigantic Soul Herder. Okay. Is that all? That doesn't seem like the greatest. Does it have a way to, like, fling it at you or something? I guess with Giver of Runes, he can, if he plays Giver of Runes, I assume it does. You can just swing through their blockers and kill you. I assume it has Stoneforge Mystic also, so swords will help it attack also. I was just getting in there with 2-3-3 or 1-3-3 and a 3-2. Going the beatdowns. Okay, he did bring in Gideon, all right, and Tracker. Okay, so he went a little wider with his like win conditions here. He can just throw out a bunch of value creatures and just like get there without the combo. Alright, I want to see the Soul Herder. I want to see it played. Come on. Hey, why wouldn't you attack with the Quaddle for 2? Seems wrong. Alright, he's gonna make a clue off this fetch land and then crack the clue, I assume. Alright, he's just beating him down. Boo woo. What's up, slow bro? This is a little Magic the Gathering right here, buddy. Modern. We're commentating the Star City game Modern Dallas Open. We commentate big tournaments on the weekend, should there be one. Unhappy without you. I thought it was like a face. I didn't know it actually stood for something. Yeah, I muted it because I'm commentating it. Like, it normally has its normal commentators, but I like to commentate myself. Okay, we've still yet to see what this Soul Herder deck is capable of. It's pretty much just been dirtling the whole time. TCGs? Oh, trading card games in general? Okay. I love card games. I've always loved card games. I've played like dozens of different card games in my life. But I've always come back to Magic, because Magic's like the first and like the original like TCG slash CCG. Yeah, I agree. Like, you can end up spending a lot of money on them. I don't spend very much money on Magic, though. I pretty much have gone infinite for tournaments, because I win enough that, like, I always have store credit. So, like, I can always just get free entry into the tournament and, like, buy a single here and there every now and then. And I have a big enough collection now that, like, yeah, I don't really have to spend any money. Yu-Gi-Oh! And Pokemon, yeah. I actually still have a Pokemon deck from a long time ago. It's all like first edition cards. I only built it so like I could I could beat the little kids that came into the shop who wanted to play. I never actually played in any like competitive like Pokemon things. I was always into like Magic and like Legend of the Five Rings and like a bunch of other card games. Seventh Sea, Star Wars, Jihad. I played literally dozens of card games throughout the years. Versus. You lost all your cards? That's a bummer. Do I work at a card shop? No. I used to hang out at card shops a lot though. All right, this is GG. This Bant Soul Herder deck was surprisingly underwhelming. I guess its purpose is just to get a Soul Herder out and make it huge and just like attack with it for a lot. No, I just hung out at card shops a lot. Yes, Stoner, this is the best video game ever. It's a video game called Paper Magic. Ooh, we got Burn. We got Burn versus Urza. Wait, who won that? Looks like Urza won that. Wait, maybe not. She's got Takali Auto Guard. Yes, it is multiplayer. It is 1v1. I guess it's not really multiplayer. Can you get it for the Switch? There might actually be a Switch some form of Magic on the Switch. I don't know if there is. Probably not. But you can play it on the computer. Or PlayStation might let you play it too. Xbox might? I don't know. Dude, he has Cowboy Bebop sleeves? Where did he get Cowboy Bebop sleeves? That's fucking awesome. I want Cowboy Bebop sleeves. That's sick. That's a Faye. That's Faye from Cowboy Bebop. You only have a Switch? Bummer. Okay. Harlan definitely wins this, right? Yeah. Alright, what is this? Round number 4? Foe. Your sleeves are short. Thank you for that information, Stonard. It's essential information for us here. Ooh, okay, we got Jund. We got Jund versus Azorius Control. Okay, I wanted to see Azorius Control. I want to see this deck. I want to see it. I think this is going to be one of the best decks. I think Jund is one of the best decks now. I think Azorius Control is one of the best decks now. And I think Urza is one of the best decks now. And Tron. I think those might be the like top 4. Or like, you know, top 5. You've activated my trap care? What is that? Yeah, it's too hot for long sleeves. Indeed. Oh, trap card. Yeah, that's Yu-Gi-Oh! I never actually played Yu-Gi-Oh! Yu-Gi-Oh! Like, came around, like, after Pokemon and, like, after a lot of the big card games. And, I never got into that. Although, like, I think I heard that Yu-Gi-Oh! Has sold more packs than any card game ever. I think it's made the most sales of cards. In terms of like packs sold. I mean, Magic cards, like the old cards, are worth way more than any other card game cards like in existence. Like Black Lotuses are worth like $10,000, like original ones. So there's like no card game that like equals like the intrinsic value of the cards, but like Yu-Gi-Oh's sold more packs than any other card game. I believe. Alright, we got Ren in 6 after 2 Inquisitions, getting rid of Snapcaster and Stoneforge. Yeah, Ren in 6 is super, super good. This Planeswalker is just an all-in-one package for 2 mana. However, it looks like he has no fetch lands in the graveyard, so he's not going to be able to get any lands back from the graveyard. First round Japanese Charizard is only like a couple $100. Maybe $300, I don't know. Nowhere near like thousands of, like, you know. Like an Alpha Black Lotus is worth like 50 grand in Magic, like $50,000 for like a good condition Alpha Black Lotus. I think there was one, like a rating 10, like a completely mint condition rating 10 Alpha Black Lotus that was selling online for like $100,000. I don't think it sold, but it was $100,000. Like, you know, because there's like, it was one of a kind. There's like no other rating 10, like completely mint condition Alpha Black Lotus in existence. Am I sure? I mean, it's not worth. It's worth less than $1,000, Slowbro, for sure. Like, I'm positive. There are no Pokemon cards that are worth like probably more than $500. Alright, Bloodbraid Elf into Tarmogoyf. That was a good pull. Alright, he's going to counter the Goyf and bounce the Ren in 6. Good call. Yeah, it looks like the Jund player just has 2 Lightning Bolts in hand. And the Ren in 6. Okay, Stoneforge is coming out. Okay, this is when the Azorius control deck is going to pull ahead in value. Like these Jund decks, I don't know if they're running Dark Confidants again. I feel like they should be running Dark Confidant again. I think they're running Ren in 6 instead of Dark Confidant, but like I feel like Dark Confidant's like really good again and should be run because of matchups like this. Ooh, the Spell Snare. So good. 1-cost counter magic. Feels good. Okay, he Abrupt Decays the Stoneforge. Because I assume he... Did he grab Batterskull? I think he grabbed Batterskull. So he's not going to be able to hard cast Batterskull here. He needs 5 mana. Oh wait, no, he has a 5th mana. I think hard casting Batterskull might be good here. Okay, he's just going to hold back. Oh, he's gonna animate Raging Ravine. Okay. Get him for 7. Okay, yeah, he's gonna kill the Raging Ravine. And path the, yeah. Okay, now that the board's clear, he's gonna play Batterskull here, I'm sure. And Batterskull is really good because you can keep bouncing it back to your hand if the creature dies. And just keep making a 4/4 lifelink vigilant creature. Okay, he's not... Okay, he's just gonna sit back on counter magic, I guess. Oh, Vendilion Click, okay. I think he's gonna let him keep that hand, actually. I don't think he cares about the lightning bolts. Yep, Batterskull. Boom. Now Jun's in trouble. Ooh, but he top decks Tarmogoyf. That's a good one. If Azorius has a removal here, he's going to pull way ahead. Oh, Jason Mind Sculptor. That's nail in the coffin right there. He's going to pull way ahead in card advantage. Oh, he's even just going to Fate Seal. He's like, you know what? I know you have a Lightning Bolt. Yeah, it looks like Jun's flooding out pretty hard, too. Yeah, he's got 2 lands and a Lightning Bolt in hand. Super Flood. Yeah, he's scooping him up. Unfortunate. Flooded out pretty hard. Wow, I can't read that. Okay, good. Alright, what do we got? What's coming in? Collector Brutality? Probably not. Not great. Alpine Moon? No. Collector Ophi? No. Fulminator? Fulminator might be okay. Huntmaster of the Fells, those 2 are coming in. Those are just straight up value. I mean, he's going to want as much value as he can. So I think really, maybe Fulminator Mage comes in. Maybe he brings in 2 Huntmasters and like 1 Fulminator Mage. That's the only thing that I can really see. Oh, maybe an Ancient Grudge actually for the equipment cards. Okay, yeah. Ancient Grudge, 2 Huntmasters, and maybe a Fulminator. I mean, Collector Ophi also maybe, but like for the equipment, but it's just a 2/2, and you're not really shutting down their deck. So I think I would just go with the 2 Huntmasters Ancient Grudge and like one Fulminator, maybe both Fulminators, but probably just one. I mean, it's not really a value card. You can kill like their man lands with it. And then Azorius is going to bring in what? 2 Celestial Purges. 2 Gideon Ally of Zendikar. I can see those coming in. He's got a second Batter Skull. A second Batter Skull actually might come in here. Maybe a Supreme Verdict. Yeah, double Celestial, double Gideon. Supreme Verdict? Actually, Click seems pretty good too. Maybe Click comes in also. Alright, let's go. Game number 2. We got turn 1 Thoughtseize, gets the Click. Turn 2 Thoughtseize. Take Snappy. Alright, yeah, he did bring in Fulminator Mage. Okay. At least one. Maybe two. I guess Fulminator Mage is good because the Azorius control has very few win conditions, and if you take away their colonnades, it makes it harder for them to win. Okay, he's got a Field of Ruin. Field of Ruin's a great, relatively new card. Fulminators on the play against blue-white can leave them behind early as well. Yeah, I can see that. I can see that. Alright, Spell Snare. Dude, Spell Snare is so good. I feel like you can play like 2 or 3 Spell Snares main deck, like right now. Like, the card's insane. Like, you got so many 2-drops in Jund and like Urza and like all these decks that are playing Quaddles now. Like, there's just so many good 2-drops out there. I feel like Snare is just a fucking all-star. Counter Stoneforge Mystic. Oh yeah. Oh yeah. It's the time of Spell Snare. We're at it. There was a time like a couple years ago that Spell Snare was really strong too. I was running like 2 or 3 main deck in my Breach Moon deck. But yeah, I definitely think 2 is at least 2 is good. Alright, what did he tuck the, or he bounced the Tarmogoyf? Maybe bounce the Fulminator. And then Fatal pushes the Blood Raid. Okay. Keeps his Teferi alive. That's good. Yeah, see, Fulminator in this situation right here is not very good at all. Because, like, it's his only creature, and, like, so he doesn't want to use it. Like, if he used it on the Colonnade right now, that would be pretty good, but, like, there's a Planeswalker in play, so, like, now it's, like, he can't use it, and it's just a 2/2 for 3 mana. Like, that's why I feel like this card is, like, a double-edged sword a lot of the times. Like, it's... I mean, I think it's always good against, like, Tron and, like, decks that, like, rely on, like, their special lands, but, like... Yeah, sometimes you run into problems like this with Fulminator, where it's just a 3-drop 2/2, and you're just kind of like, eh. Can't really do much with it. Is he targeting Spell Snare? Alright, so he sacked it to kill the Colonnade rather than trading with the Snapcaster. Probably the right play. He targeted... Did he target Spell Snare with Snapcaster Mage? I think he did. I don't think there's anything else he can target, I guess. In a world without Stoneforge Mystic, it was a lot more effective against blue-white. Lured, removal, or snaps just to set a land behind. I mean, sure. But you've also got, like, the fact that, like, they can fetch all basic lands. So, like, if they really want to, if they just have, like, lands, if they just have, like, fetch lands and basics, you just straight up can't target any of their lands. Like, I mean, he's got all basics in play right now except for Field of Ruin. So, like, I mean, I don't know. I think it's an okay card. Like, I think there are a lot of better... If he had, like, a value card in his sideboard that he could put in instead, I would play the value card over the Fulminator every time. Like, if he had Dark Confidant or something in the sideboard, I would 100% play that over it. Or like a Tireless Tracker or something like that. Anything that generates value, like, I would use over a Fulminator in the Azorius control matchup. Okay, was that Ancient Grudge in his hand? Tarmogoyf. Alright, he's gonna sack his Peatland. Okay, he's got double Goyf. Maybe he can do something with double Goyf. Yeah, he's tricking in the Batterskull now. Not looking good for Jund. Yeah, I think it's time that they put Dark Confidants back in the deck. I think the format's slowed down significantly enough that Dark Confidants needs to be in the deck. I mean, I don't know his list, but I haven't seen a Dark Confidant yet. I'm assuming he doesn't have them in the main deck or in the sideboard. I don't know. Maybe he's only got like one or two. I don't know. Alright, is Renin 6 gonna stick? Renin 6 would be very, very good for him to land right now. Oh, he's got Snap. Bummer. Snap Spell Snare. Dude, Spell Snare is so good. That would have actually, like, put Jun back in the game. Like, for sure. Now he's, like, behind again. Because if he attacks here, he's just going to get team blocked with the Batter Skull and a Snapcaster. And then chump blocked by another Snapcaster. So he'll be left with just one Tarmogoyf. And he'll still have Teferi. Yeah, he's not even going to attack. He just doesn't have an attack. Is he going to bounce his own Stoneforge? He's thinking about it. He is. Feast or famine. Seems good. So now he's going to be... Or no, now he can't even block. Yeah, it's got protection from green, so he just swings for 6. Untaps all of his lands. Makes Tomiko discard a card. Just a land. But still. Yeah. Feast or Famine might be the best sword in Modern. Because Jund is so prevalent. It basically makes it so none of their creatures can block something with a sort of Feast or Famine on it, and all of their removal does not work on it, except for, like, lightning bolts. So you would need to, like, he would need to have, like, 2 lightning bolts to kill that right now. So this is probably the ideal sword to be playing in Modern right now. At least one of them. If you're going to play 2 swords, which a lot of decks do play 2 swords, yeah, he just wins. GG. I would say Fire and Ice and Feast or Famine. Although Light and Shadow is still good, I think, in certain, like, definitely in certain matchups, Light and Shadow might be better. Selesnya Eldrazi. Okay, playing Stoneforge Mystics. Okay. Versus Jund. Alright, this is a time lock match, so we're gonna speed through this a little bit. Ooh, Selesnya Eldrazi got it. Wow, she 2-0'd. Nice. Very nice. Alright, round number 5 incoming. Oh, we got good old Burn. Good old Burn versus good old Storm. Alright. So we got, what is this? Turn 1 Gobbo. Turn 2 Swiftspear. He's only got 1 land though. Oh, it looks like it was turn 1 Swiftspear, turn 2 Gobbo. Alright, he's got Baral. I think he's got a Lightning Bolt though. Definitely got to kill that Baral. Oh, he's missing land drops too. That's unfortunate. Much better with, wow. All his lands are like clumped up somewhere. He just scryed 2 things to the bottom. He drew a card, drew 3 cards, or 2 cards, scryed 2 to the bottom, and then sleight of handed, and then the top card. So 7 cards, no land. Feels bad. And then it looks like, what, 4 draws? Burn hasn't drawn a land either. The screw is real. Bummer. Yeah, and if he had had 1 more land, he might have just been able to win there. Like, Burn doesn't have much interaction besides killing their creature. Alright, what do we got? Sideboard. Burn's gonna bring in what? 3 Path to Exile? I think just 3 Path to Exile coming in here. I mean, Core Firewalker can stop him from winning with Grape Shot, but it won't. I mean, it'll gain him some life off Empty the Warrens too, but like it won't prevent it, you know, from dying from it. Maybe Core Firewalkers come in, I don't know. But definitely the 3 paths. Maybe a couple Core Firewalkers, I don't know. And then Storm's going to bring in probably 2 Empty the Warrens, double Lightning Bolt, Aria Flame, and Negate? I don't know, maybe those come in. I don't know. I haven't seen them board in Aria Flame or use it before, so I mean that was traditionally a Phoenix card, but obviously it can get played in Storm too. Ooh, look at that misprint Steam Vents. That's foil miscut. Crazy. Dude, he kept another one lander. And he's not drawing lands again? Damn, dude. Alright, he got a land off of the Goblin Guide. That's good. Maybe he can make something happen, although double Swift Spear and Goblin Guide, pretty strong. Is going to be a real fat... I mean, he could probably win on his next turn. Yeah, all Burn needs here is 2 1-drop burn spells, or a 1-drop and a 2-drop and a land. And he's got the, looks like he's got the Lava Coil, or Lava Spike. If he has a Lightning Bolt, it's over, or Skewer the Critics. Wrecked. GG. Oh, is this a Time Walk? Another Burn versus Titan Shift. Titan Shift, another deck that is probably pretty good right now. Nice linear combo deck. I mean, there is Force of Negation now, so that's obviously makes combo decks less good, but... I'm going to fast forward the Time Walk matches. That looks like a Valakut 2-0'd. Yep, Escape Shift. GG. Alright, this should be round 6, not 5. Alright, Titan Shift versus Mono Green Tron. Okay. Traditionally, I think Titan Shift wins this one. I could be wrong. I guess if you get Karn and you start exiling their lands, then Titan Shift loses, but... I guess being on the play is very important. And Titan Shift is on the play, so he might be at an advantage here. Alright, well, he's got Tron. Let's see what he can do with it. Like, ideally, Karn is what you want. So you can just straight up kill one of their lands. But he's ramping up 2 now, so... Wait, did he choose not to sack the Sakura Tribe Elder? I guess he wants to swing in for 1. Yeah, and he's also saving it to see like what he blows up with Karn if he has a Karn. Alright, he's not playing his Valakut because he doesn't want that to get destroyed by Karn or exiled if he has a Karn. But that's also going to mean... Oh no, he can still... He's got another land, so he can still play Titan next turn. Yeah, he really needs to play Karn here and blow up the Stomping Ground. Okay, he doesn't have it. I think he's going to just lose this game straight up. I mean, he can't kill him. Titan Shift can't kill him this turn, but... the turn after, definitely. He has to kill the Titan. I mean, if he has Ulamog, he could still win this, I assume. So he's getting Valakut Stomping Ground? That's interesting. Most of the time they get 2 Valakuts, but... Alright, let's see what Tron has. If he has Ulamog, he's definitely okay. He'll exile Valakut and Primeval Titan. And then Titan Shift won't have a whole lot left. And actually, he could go get a Ghost Quarter, too, with that other expedition map. He's just going to scoop him up. Obviously, he didn't have Ulamog. No way to remove the Titan. GG. Alright. Sideboard. What we got? 3 Damping Spheres. Those are going to come in for Titan Shift. Collector Ophi. That's great. Reclamation Sage. That can come in. Although on the draw, Reclamation Sage, not great. He still might bring it in. But yeah, 3 Damping Sphere, 1 Collector Ophi. Actually, Force of Vigor. I can see Force of Vigor too. Yeah, he's gonna bring in both Force of Vigors, 3 Damping Spheres, Ophi, maybe Rex Sage, maybe Beast Within, probably Beast Within. And then Tron's gonna bring in what? 3 Thragtusk. And then probably just 3 Thragtusk, right? I mean, Dismember won't kill Titan. All the other stuff is for Karn to go get. So yeah, probably just 3 Thragtusk come in. Alright, what do we have? Alright, turn 1, search for tomorrow. Looks like Tron didn't do anything on his turn 2 or 1 except for play a Tron land. Maybe he's got natural Tron. Oh, he mulliganed down to 3. Wow. That is unfortunate. Actually, he mulliganed down to 2 because that was his turn 2. Wow, mulliganing to 2. I've never mulliganed to 2 before. Like, is there even a reason to mulligan below 3? I guess with Tron there is, but like any other deck, like mulliganing below 3 is just like, why? Like, you're not gonna win. Like, you're absolutely not gonna win. I mean, Tron, look, he's all he needs to do is what? Get 1 Tron land here. And then Titan Shift's got Damping Sphere too. Yeah, I think this is just GG. Just straight up GG. A non-game. Alright, so he needs to find what? A Nature's Claim, and he probably brought his Nature's Claims in too. That was a bad call. I should have mentioned that because obviously Damping Sphere is a thing. So he needs what? Nature's Claim into Monvuli Acid Moss? Okay. Double Tri-Builder. Okay, he's got Titan next turn. Yeah, GG. Pretty much a non-game there, unfortunately. Alright, round number 7. We got Eldrazi-tron versus Twiddlestorm. Okay. Twiddlestorm, much like Storm, but not quite. Basically, this deck wins by playing Lotus Veil, and then twiddling to untap it, and each time you tap it, it adds 3 mana of any color, of any one color. So you net 1 mana every time, and you get infinite mana. I believe is how it works. Alright, so he's got the Lotus Veil, or Lotus Field. Twiddle. Dude, foiled out Twiddlestorm is a mad flex. It's ballsy. I'll give it that. Since most of those cards... I mean, it's pretty easy because most of those cards aren't worth anything. Those look like... Are those Judge promo Twiddles? When was Twiddle reprinted, by the way? I don't remember when Twiddle was reprinted so that it could be played in Modern. Was it in just like a normal set, or was it in one of the Modern sets? One of the Masters sets. Alright, he's searching for a land. Did the twiddle guy fizzle out? Did the twiddle fizzle? Ideas unbound. Draw 3 cards, discard 3 cards at the end of the turn. That card's funny. Kamigawa. Kamigawa's got some crazy powerful cards in it. Or Kamigawa block. All the Kamigawa sets. Alright, he thought not at him. Okay, it's looking pretty bad for Twiddle Storm now. I mean, he has passed. Okay, he has passed in Flame, so maybe he can go off here. His deck plays Teleria West. Cool. Doesn't get Tormod Crypt. Pretty good. Probably just use it now, right? I guess not. I guess he can wait until, like, he uses Past in Flames. Yeah, Michael's in Flatus. You lose. You can't do anything now. Let me ponder how dead you are. Okay, so we Echoing Truth, the Mycosynth Lattice. Yeah. Huh. Storming off with 2 cards would be hella impressive. You would have to, like, hit runner like every possible card you needed in a row. Alright, what do we got for sideboard? Eldrazi Tron. Well, he's playing the one-ofs of everything, so I think... is Spatial Contortion any good here? I mean, they don't need creatures, right? They don't use, like, Electromancer or Baral, right? And Steel Wall. What the hell does Steel Wall do? I'm gonna look up Steel Wall real quick. Wait, what? It's just a 1-drop 0/4. Okay. Is that for the burn matchup, I guess? Okay. Well, that's definitely not coming in. Yeah, I don't think he's boarding in anything here. Because these are all for Karn to grab. And then Twiddlestorm's going to bring in what? Thing in the Ice? I think Thing in the Ice might be good here. He might have to go like a Thing in the Ice Aria route. Maybe these come in this deck. I don't know. Maybe he just needs to outspeed the Eldrazi deck. But then again, Eldrazi also has Chalice of the Void, but I don't know if Chalice of the Void. Well, it makes it so you can't play Twiddle. So if you put it on one, you can't Twiddle, but they still have other effects that let them untap it. So I don't know if Chalice like shuts this deck down like it shuts down Storm. Normal Storm. Maybe they bring in like 2 Spell Pierce and like 2 Abrade too. 1 more Echoing Truth. Yeah, okay. I'm going to be interested to see if he brings in like Thing in the Ice and Aria Flame. I'm not sure if he's going to. Yeah, he brought in Thing in the Ice. Okay. Alright, game 2. Alright, Thing in the Ice, turn 2. Well, oh, Chalice on 1. It's a good one. But fortunately, Thing in the Ice can still flip even if your spells are countered, so as long as they're cast, it still counts. Same with Aria, still counts. Dude, feels bad having to discard 3 cards after drawing 3 cards. It's like a 2 blue Faithless Looting that you can't flash back. I mean, I'm sure this deck... Actually, maybe... This deck probably played Faithless Looting before. I'm not sure, but it probably did. Maybe not. Normal Storm didn't play Faithless Looting. It might have... I mean, I think I saw, like, occasionally there'd be, like, a one of, like, Faithless Looting in a Storm deck, but they really don't want to, like, 2-for-1 themselves. Ghost Quarter is not going to do anything, bro. That thing has Hexproof. I think he's telling him now, yeah, that card... Well, he shouldn't say anything. He should let him, like, ultimately fail off that. Yeah, he could have gotten Tron with that. Instead, he got a useless Ghost Quarter. Feels bad. Oh, Aria Flame, okay. Yeah, he brought them both in. Probably because Chalice of the Void makes it harder to win through his normal means. Alright, he got Witchbane Orb. So now Arya can't hurt him. Does Aria of Flame say target opponent or target creature? Or does it say target player or target creature? If it says target, he has to target himself. If he can't target his opponent, if it says target player or creature, that means he has to target one of his own creatures or himself every time it goes off. That's pretty funny. Oh, it's Planeswalker. It's target player or Planeswalker, right? Alright, well, he's getting in there with Awoken Horror. It's on like a 4-turn clock. Alright, he grabbed Ensnaring Bridge, okay. Seems pretty good. Feels like Twiddlestorm can't win now. He needs to get rid of the Ensnaring Bridge. Or the Witchbane Orb. He does have Echoing Truths. You know, it would be a good sideboard card, Shenanigans. I'm not really sure why this person doesn't play Shenanigans in the sideboard. Seems real good against Chalice, against Snaring Bridge, Witchbane Orb, the works. Merchant Scroll, let's go. Endbringer is good. And Reality Smasher, okay. Neither of them can attack. But he can ping the Twiddle player in the face twice a turn. Hurkyl's Recall, yeah, that would be good. I mean, it wouldn't affect his Eldrazi, but yeah, his Aria of Flame doesn't have enough counters on it right now for him to like kill him outright. he would need to chain together, you know, 4 spells. So he would need like Echoing Truth plus 3 other spells that he can cast in 1 turn to kill him. And he's only got 4 mana. He's probably got Manamorphosis in there though, so a couple Manamorphoses, a couple other spells. Echoing Truth. GG. Alright, he's got the Echoing Truth. I don't believe he takes the 5 damage here though, does he? Because like you get the counter on the cast of the spell, right? So he's still got the orb in play when the trigger for Arya goes off. I believe is how it works. So he's not going to take 5 damage here. So he needs to cast, what, 4 spells here? Alright, here's spell number 1. Flow mana before the Lattice Lock and then Hurkles. Is that the dream? Ragsy's dream, right here. You heard it. I don't think he's got it. He's shaking his head. Don't think he has it. I think he can just Merchant Scroll for like a 1-drop spell and then cast it, and it's not quite enough damage. It'll put him to 2. That's unfortunate. Yeah, all the cards in his hand cost 2, I believe. He needs 1 more mana, basically. Or 2 more mana? I think he needs 2 more mana. If he could actually cast, if Chalice weren't on the table, he'd be fine. Oh, do they have a splice spell? Walsmoth? Is that how you say your name? Walsmoth? What splice spell does it play? Oh, you mean he has, what is it, the three red mana spell? Oh, puppetry? I don't know. I don't know much about this Twiddlestorm deck. I thought you meant like Pyretic Ritual. Or what's the other one? The Splice Ritual. But I guess it doesn't play rituals in this deck. I don't know. Splice on Arcane for blue to untap. Oh, yeah. But does... Okay, for in order that to work, you have to... The spell has to successfully cast, right? So, like, he only had 4 mana, so, like... Merchant Scroll for 2 goes and gets the Splice onto Arcane, and then you splice it onto a 1-cost spell. But the 1-cost spell gets countered by the Chalice of the Void, therefore the Splice onto doesn't happen, right? Isn't that how Splice onto Arcane works? Doesn't it have to successfully cast for the Splice to work? I think he was fucked either way. Yeah, he only had 4 mana. Orzhov Smallpox? Dude, look at this guy. So the point of this deck is just like take away your resources and just have like one guy with a sword killing you. Looks like Burn 2-0'd him pretty easily. Alright, this is round number 8. Death Shadow versus Burn. Okay, this is a... This is a very, very difficult matchup here. This is a really big, you know, this is a battle of, like, who can outplay the other. Because Burn can't just go all out and just, like, deal a bunch of damage to the Grixis Death Shadow player. And then Death Shadow has to be careful not to lower its life low enough so the Burn player can kill him outright. So you got a real, like, back and forth. This is a really good matchup. I really enjoy watching Burn versus Death Shadow decks. Because it always feels like this matchup is very, very close. And is strongly dependent on play skill. Alright, well, he's going to get the ball rolling with Rift Bolt. Like, ideally, Burn wants to have, like, enough mana out so it can do, like, you know, like 7 to 10 damage in one turn. So, like, 4 mana. Yeah, so now if he bolts him, it makes it so he can cast Death Shadows. And the Death Shadows could become very, very big very quickly. Another really good spell for Burn in this matchup is Deflecting Palm. Like, Deflecting Palm after sideboard is kind of like a silver bullet. Like, if they make if they have a Gurmag or they have a giant, like, Death Shadow, they can just Deflecting Palm it and just, like, win, like, on the spot, pretty much. But you can tell the burn player is definitely thinking hard. Like, this is a hard matchup. Like, he's in the tank. Okay, he's doing this so he can fire off. You're hoping something degenerate pops this weekend? Why? We just got away from degenerate stuff that's been degenerate for like the last year. I would like some non-degenerate, some not back to back, make modern great again, you know? Alright, we got Jace, Vren's Prodigy. I've seen this card played in this deck before. I like it. I mean, I like it less over the last year, but now that all the like broken stuff's gone, I think it's good. Alright, he's got 4 mana. This is where Burn wants to be, right here. It was too degenerate to try the other degeneracies. So you're hoping the lesser of the degenerates will come out now? Alright, Burn pretty much had the ideal hand. Like, he had exactly what he wanted. Like, he had 4 mana. He had fast burn. He had a creature that needed to be dealt with. Alright, so sideboard. 2 Path to Exile. And maybe even 2 Seasoned Pyromancers come in. Okay, he doesn't have Deflecting Palm in his sideboard, so... It looks like they're all playing 4 core Firewalkers because they think Burn is going to be really big in the format right now. And I do think Burn is strong right now. I think Burn is at least tier 1.5, maybe not tier 1. I don't know. It might become tier 1, though, with the 6 Canopy lands. It might be considered tier 1 now. I'm not 100%, but... yeah, I think just the 2 Path to Exiles and maybe 2 Seasoned Pyromancers, because you can have chump blocks with the tokens. Grim Lavamancer seems not terrible either. Maybe those 6 come in. Maybe just 2 Grim Lavamancer, 2 Path, maybe 1 Seasoned Pyromancer. We'll see. Had a local Big Brain show up with an Ultra Brood deck using Scheming Symmetry to break the card. Yes. Yeah, that's true, Ragsy. Burn is a good choice during meta shakeups, yeah. Same with, like, Tron and stuff. Like, you can just always fall back on these decks that, like, consistently, like, you know, can win against anything. And then Death Shadow is going to bring in, what? It doesn't look like he's... Oh, 3 Collective Brutalities. Those are coming in. I think only the Brutalities are going to come in here. Maybe 1 Abrade, so he has more removal for the creatures. Maybe... I don't think Kolagon's command's necessarily great. I think just the Brutalities. Alright, game number 2. We got turn 1 Riftbolt for Burn, turn 1 nothing for Grixis Death Shadow. Okay, he's not shocking. He probably doesn't have a Death Shadow in hand. He's just gonna get a basic. The best would be a Gurmag here. If he has turn 2 Gurmag, that'd be really good. Oh, he doesn't have it. Okay. He's playing it real slow, though. Not doing a bunch of damage to himself. Yep, he brought in the Lavamancers. Okay. I like it. It increases his burst potential, so he can do like, you know, 8 to 10 damage in one turn. Okay, he did bring in Kolaghan's commands. Alright. So he's going to kill a creature, make him discard a card. Didn't really matter, he had an excess land in his hand. Alright, he's probably going to Collective Brutality here. Choose a couple modes. He's probably going to get a card out of his hand. He might actually choose all 3 modes. Kill the Grim Lavamancer, gain 2 life, and get an instant or sorcerer out of his hand. That might just actually be the play. Okay, no, he's just going to get a card out of his hand. He's going to let the Rift Bolt resolve and hit him in the face. He probably wants to actually go down in life. Alright, he's going to leave him with Skewer. Ooh, draws Boros Charm. That was a great draw. What does that? Puts him to 2? Okay, now he's got a gigantic Death Shadow. That's an 11/11 Death Shadow, and he's got Stubborn Denial in hand. So this is what I'm talking about. Like, this game could swing fast. Now burns on a 2-turn clock. And Death Shadow has counter magic, so oh, but he draws it. Okay. I think Burn got pretty lucky in those games. He drew pretty ideally. But I think the Death Shadow player maybe should have drained. I guess the drain wouldn't have mattered because of the... actually, no, it would have mattered because the Lightning Bolt would have put him to 1 life, and then he would have had the counterspell for the Boros Charm, and he would have won. So he should have drained. He should have done all 3 modes on that... Collective Brutality, which I thought he was going to do. He should have gained that 2 life, though. Because he had a handful of cards that he was not going to play that game. Like, the only relevant card was the Death Shadow and the counter magic, the Stubborn Denial. Oh, Titan Shift versus Whirler. Alright, Whirler wins game 1. Wow, 2-0'd. He 2-0'd Valakut. Okay. Alright, we gotta reset. The last little bit, round number 9. Alright, here we go. Mono Red Prowess versus Burn. Okay. Let's see what we got going here. Let's see what we got. Oop, no one drop for Mono Red Prowess. That's not good. Oh yeah, this is the one that's playing Steamkin. I kind of like this deck, actually. Kind of like it a lot. Ooh, bolt that. Bolt that, Dirty Gobbo. Alright, I thought those were Arabian Night Mountains for a second, but they're not. Those are foreign 4th edition mountains, so those aren't beta. I don't think. Are those beta? Actually, those might be beta. The borders don't look thick enough to be beta. They might be though. No. They've got the tap symbol on them, so no. Those are the foreign 4th edition that are black border. Because like 4th edition was white border in English. But the foreign sets printed in black border in a different language. So you can get like 4th edition Swords to Plowshares that are black border with the original art, and they're only like $20 versus like $200 for like the beta versions. That's the only way you can get the black border in English versions of like original set cards. So he wanted to save a little bit of money. He didn't want to get, because beta lands are like really expensive. They're like $10-15 each, sometimes more if they're like in mint condition. Like a mint condition like beta island is probably worth like $20-25, maybe $30. I would love to have all beta basics, to be honest. I used to have them back in the day. Alright, we got Steamkin. I mean, like, you have to kill the Steamkin here, don't you? Oh, does he have Searing Blaze? I know he's got Lightning Helix. Okay, yeah, kill the Steamkin. Swing for 4. Ooh, get those lands. Boom. Gobbo Guide, giving the value out. Giving it out. Giving it out for free. Alright, yeah, I agree with this. I think this matchup is very much about board control. So they got to keep each other down on creatures. They can't really afford to go face with their burn spells. Okay, so he's playing Crash Through, which gives your creatures trample and draws you a card. Just a cycling card that buffs prowess a bunch. He really would have liked a Manamorphose here. That would have been great. If he could have gotten his Steamkin up to 3 counters, it would have been really strong. Oh, Lava Dart. Okay, he's gonna sack a land for it. Okay, this could be a really strong turn. Now he's got 3 more mana, and that's what, 3 prowess triggers. Oh, is it just gonna stop there? I was hoping for something more. Okay, he's gonna swing for 4. Not terrible. I guess he's just gonna keep. I think he's got a land and something. He might even have 2 lands in hand. Alright, he's just going to keep the Steamkin 4/4. So now the burn player can't kill it with 1 spell. Alright, he's going to suspend 2 Rift Bolts. Probably just pass the turn, yeah. That Burst Lightning? Boom. Alright, he's popping off this turn. I'm going to pop it off. Maybe. Bedlam Reveler, okay. Alright, he's got 2 prowess triggers so far. Alright, just swings in for 6. Passes it back. Alright, Zan needs exactly 2 1-drop 3 damage spells. Okay, he's got Boros Charm, so he just needs 1. And he did not draw it. So I think the Mono Red Prowess is going to win here. Boros Charm's not going to do anything. Yep, there's enough damage. Yeah, there's no way that he wasn't winning with like all that prowess and like a Steamkin on there. He pretty much just had that 1 turn to win. Alright, sideboard. What do we got? Shrine of Burning Rage. Is that any good in this matchup? I don't think so. Dragon's Claw ×3. That's coming in. For sure. That's for this matchup and mirror matches. A Braid. Is a Braid good? I think a Braid might be good enough to come in here because it's really about mitigating creatures. Flame Slash. That's going to come in. Dismember's going to... Dismember? Is Dismember coming in? I think Dismember's going to come in. If he realizes that all these burn decks are playing Core Firewalker. Oh wait, Core Firewalker... No, it's just protection from red, right? Yeah. So Dismember will work on Core Firewalker. So yeah, I think he's going to bring in 3 Dragon Claw, 1 Flame Slash, 1 Dismember, and like 1 Abrade maybe. And then Burn's going to bring in 4 Core Firewalkers, 2 Path to Exile, and what? A couple Grim Lavamancers? I think Lavamancers pretty good. If you can get a 2-for-1 with a Grim Lavamancers, that's pretty good. Although Grim Lavamancers have 1 toughness, so like they die to Lava Dart and stuff, so maybe Grim Lavamancers don't come in, actually. I don't think Seasoned Pyromancer is real good in this matchup either. Alright, game number Dose. Dose Game Rose. Turn 1 Swiftspear. One of the best turn 1s. Second only to Gabo Guide. Burst Lightning down. Yeah, it's going to be a lot of this. They're going to be just removing each other's creatures when possible. Eidolon. Okay. This is actually really, really good against this deck. I don't even know he was playing Eidolons. That's the first time I've seen him play it. Excuse me. Yeah, Eidolon and Core Firewalker are definitely best cards against this Prowess deck. Oh, Dragon Claw. Also very good right now. Ooh, gets a land. Nice. But he needs to get rid of those 2 creatures, like, pronto. He can't take the sustained damage there. Yeah, get rid of that Eidolon. He's only going to lose 1 life here because Dragon's Claw works for both players. Then Soul Scar, gain a life. Yeah, this Dragon Claw is going to do some serious work. Yeah, he's just going to kill both of his creatures. Now that he doesn't have Eidolon, he can just go hog wild with Prowess. Oh, he gets another land off Goblin Guide. So good. He's getting so much value from this Goblin Guide. It's just like insane. I think he drew 2 or 3 lands last game too. And he's drawn 2 this game. It's very, very strong. Alright, Manamorphose. Gain a life. And he's also gained like 4 life off this Dragon Claw so far. Actually 5, 6 off the 2 bolts. He's gained 6 life off this Dragon Claw so far. So good. Alright, he just gained 2 more life. That's 8 life. Killed the Goblin Guide. Looks like Burn's flooding out a little bit. Ooh, Bedlam Reveler. So good. Yeah, he's gained like 11 or 12 life off this claw so far. Yeah. Alright, Lightning Bolt again. He's got another light up the stage. Wow. Yeah, there's like no way Burn can beat this Dragon Claw. It's just like too good. Oh, and he gets another one. Wow. Yeah, Zan needed like a core Firewalker. I feel like this Prowess deck just has an advantage against Burn because Burn has more just direct damage cards. So like it has to use all of them to like try to mitigate the creatures. And creatures is kind of what you want in this matchup. You want the sustained damage. You want one creature doing like, you know, enough damage. Yeah, I think he's kind of like resigned the fact that he's not winning this game. Like he's just gained way too much life. Yeah, he's like not even going to bother attacking because all he has to do is cast one spell and the Swift Spears get big enough to kill the Gobos and not die. Alright, he's gonna Helix one of the Swift Spears in response to the crash through. Alright, so he's gonna get it big enough so that Lightning Helix won't kill it. Dude, he's at 34 life. He's gained like 25 life. This is ridiculous. I think his last card is Bedlam Reveler too. This is just like so over. Like Burns Hellbent at 9 life. Mono Red's 37 life with a Bedlam Reveler. Boom, Core Firewalker. I think it's too little too late though. Lava Spike deals him 1 damage. I mean, it gains him a life, but... Alright, now he's got 3 creatures. He's probably going to go for it next turn, maybe. I don't know. Yeah, I think this is where he wins. Just enough damage. 12 Z's. Yeah, Core Firewalker, so good in this matchup, but he was just too low at that point. And he got both of his Dragon Claws, which basically saved him. GG's, though. I mean, I think this, before sideboard, I think this Prowess deck is better in the matchup. But after sideboard, 4 Core Firewalkers, I think, is better than Dragon Claws by far, because they're creatures and they can't be killed. But yeah, that is the end of day 1 for Star City Games Modern Open Dallas. Catch me tomorrow for the exciting conclusion and top 8. We'll be getting it, seeing all these new decks, awesome shit. See you then. All right.